Welcome to Koselig Café. It's our second episode in our second season, Norway, Your Way. I'm Dariella Scavino.
And I'm Nina Kozłowska, and today we're going to talk about the winter in Norway, which we know is a big thing, and you've waited for it, so here we go.
What do you do, Nina, on winter?
So
Normally.
many things. Winter is very magical to me because I grew up in Zakopane, which is like a winter capital city, so-called, of Poland. So there's a lot going on, and I learned all of the winter sports as a child, like skiing, snowboarding, ice skating, and stuff like that. Not cross-country skiing. I've learned that in later on in my life, but now I cross-country ski a lot around Oslo, and it's amazing. The infrastructure is really great for that sport. You have some routes with lights because, as we know, it gets dark quite early, so there's not a lot of time.
Sorry, I don't live in Oslo, so I guess in Oslo, you take the tram and you see people with the skis.
Yeah,
Very normal.
Yeah, you go to subway. People are with cross-country skis, with downhill skis. They just go to Nordmarka for winter sports, and you can see them all over the city. So this is really great.
Yeah.
And what's also great is that in a lot of around a lot of routes there are these kind of like shelters. It's called S2E2. So you can get waffles there, warme chocolade, and all kinds of good treats. So these places are filled with Norwegians. I think it's like least percentage of immigrants there. Everyone is like dressed very sporty, and I really love it. I think my family fits there quite well. So we
But for me, it's completely different because I didn't know that cross country was a thing. For me, skiing was always from up down.
Yeah.
Downhill skiing, and I have tried it before moving to Norway once in Bariloche in Argentina. That is a typical trip when you finish school, secondary school, you go to Bariloche. In the mountains, there are many ski facilities in Argentina. It's a very common sport, but not for everyone. I mean, you need to live there, which is, if you drive from the Buenos Aires, it's 24 hours drive. You
Oh
take
my
a
God.
plane. It's an expensive sport if you live in Buenos Aires, very expensive. And I tried it once and I was hungover. So it was not a very big experience. But when I moved here to Norway, I tried it once, on a couple of times, just downhill. But I have never tried cross country. Have you found it
You
easy?
should. It is easy because basically you just walk. So unless it's not steep and you don't have to go up or go down, it is really easy. It is like walking. So you don't even have to be running. And so it's really easy. Like Felix is now 3-year-old and he has their own pair of cross-country skiing and skis. He's trying. It's not, I mean, it's not that he's gonna go for a long trip right now or something. But he did almost 2 kilometers loop, which I think is quite nice. So we don't need
Is he using the
you don't need
poles?
any skill.
Do you need the poles when you are little also? Cross country?
We have them for him, but apparently it's easier without them, so that they don't get confused with like which leg, which arm is going on which time and stuff like that. It's just walking. So really, if they walk, they can, or if anybody walks, they can also be on skis. And that's and men do that with kids when we go to our favorite spot, Linderotskollen. It's filled with kids, and they are also in these trailers. They are trying by themselves. They are having fun just all around that place, and you can see like you can see that they barely walk like on the ground and they are already put on skis. So that's really fun. And compared to downhill skis, when Felix was learning with my parents, of course, this is like more scary. He was more like attached to them, like, more careful because there's more speed and stuff like that. But the cross-country skiing, you don't need to be worried because unless you go actually like, unless there is a hill, that you have nothing to worry about. So
Yeah, I have to be
try that.
honest. In downhill, my biggest scare is not the way going down, it's the way going up. I have felt many times going up. So when I'm up, it's like happiness finally, because this is the fun part, to slide down. But
Yeah.
on the way up, there are the place that I went, or you take a circle between your legs, you see, or there is like a T where you put your ass there, hold
Yeah.
for one side, you have the poles on the other, and then your feet are in the snow going up. But my feet were like this. I have not much experience. But it was like, oh, and as I felt once, then I was afraid. So I didn't know if I was too tense or too loose. And I felt again. So I had to move fast before the people behind was coming over me. And then I had to go downhill from wherever I felt. So yeah, it was quite a thing. So going downhill was super fun.
Yeah.
Going up.
But
I need to learn.
also, and this is really, really great in Norway, that in some places like bigger ski resorts, they also have these small slopes for kids and for people who learn, and with these like tapes. So you don't need to be worried about the lift because it's just a tape on which you stand and you just go up. So even like Felix loves to do that, and he's like, no, on my own. So you can't even like help him to get in or get out, and he can do it on his own. And also, this is for free. So this is the best part. Like usually in Norway, stuff for free. So when during the Christmas time we went skiing / snowboarding with Piotr, and my parents went with Felix to teach him how to ski, they could go on this little slope for free. So that's a pro tip.
Another tip is that the equipment can be for free. If you want to try skiing cross country or downhill, you can go for equipment, right?
Yeah, exactly. You can take free equipment for this from this place called Bua. We talked about it in the episode about camping, I think last summer, because that's the same case. It's the same place. So you need to be citizen of the commune or generally of Norway, and you can borrow from different Bua. You need to register online. It's completely for free. You take the equipment for 1 week. So pro tip, if someone
you
is...
you need to be a resident in Norway, not a Norwegian citizen.
Citizen. Yeah.
A resident.
No, wait. I don't know. I don't know
your
if I'm sure that
can be from anywhere in the world. You just need to have a D number, ID number.
We don't have, we have the permit to stay. We have the number, but we are not Norwegians. So that's what I need. So even pro tip for people who listen to us and are not living in Norway, if you come to Norway just to visit someone, like if you visit Dariella, she can borrow the equipment for you. It can be, a lot of equipment, not only one. So, just contact Dariella or me.
Let me know. And the equipment is very good. I can see bicycles that are new. They look new. The boots that look new. So it's a great thing if you want to try it, because, if you love the sport, then you want to buy your own equipment. But at the beginning, it's a great help to have Bua.
It's very good for learning, for trying, definitely worth trying. Yeah. So that's that about skiing. Only one important information is that I'm a qualified snowboard instructor. If anybody wants to learn around Oslo,
I can go.
You know where to find me. You didn't know?
I'd like to try snowboard. Let's Koselig Café in Oslo with the snowboard.
Exactly. Let's meet on the slope. I will be happy to come back to this profession, let's say, because I haven't practiced for a while.
But you were working as an instructor, or you are registered and have learned?
Yeah, I have a like a certification. I did my course, but I was just like seasonally teaching when I was at the university. So for a winter break, I would come back to my hometown and teach others. So yeah,
Nice.
that's fun. Snowboard is fun, and skis are lame. Just for the record. Yes, I said it out loud.
It's probably good. I need to try
Anyway,
that. What else do
uh,
you do on winter?
on winter, what else you can do, and what we do is that we also hike around in Nurmarka, and as I said, there are a lot of these stua kind of shelters or like I don't know forest restaurants where you can chill. This is especially nice for winter. The only downside of that is you can't go inside with the dog. So whenever we go for a hike and I'm like, can we please take the dog? And Piotr says, yeah, but you're going to sit outside with her when we eat inside. So this is my responsibility. But also we went for Christmas Day, we went to a hit from the Norske Turistforening, which is in short called DNT. But you need to, and we paid just around 500 krona for one night for two people. It was very small, cozy. We had to like warm it up with wood that was waiting there, prepared. There was so-called utedu, so outside toilet, wooden toilet. And there was no the water was in the cabin in next to ours, so we had to go with this big bucket and bring some water there. But there was a small kitchen and little table, chairs, and even the this like cage for the dog if someone brings the dog. So some of these cabins from DNT, it's allowed to bring the dog. So this is
Nice. And you can go all year
and
round.
yeah, and you have to be a member of DNT to use these cabins to be allowed to rent them. But this membership, it's only around 800 krona per year. You just have to register online. And you can also then rent online, just book the that you like, pay for it. One thing is that you need the key to these cabins. So there is one key that fits all of them, and you have to pay just a small one-time fee for it, and then you just have it. I have it always in my backpack because also when you don't rent this hytte for the particular time, or generally if you haven't rent yet any, and you're on the trip just around the area when there are these cabins, you can go to one. You have to check online if it's booked for this day or not. But if it's not, you can, with using your magic key, you can just use it to like warm up a little bit if it's winter, to cook some meal and stuff like that. You just need to clean after yourself, be there for some hours in the day, and go out. So this is like very handy during the winter, because in summertime maybe it's not so useful. But in winter, if you get cold, or like if you're with small child and I don't know, you need to breastfeed or something, I think this is very useful.
Interesting. I didn't know about that. And it's just one key. There's a lot of trust in that. I don't think in other countries this kind of system would work.
Definitely.
The key of the whole country.
Yeah, I was quite impressed. I am still. And of course, it's not every person has to be member. So if you go on a trip with, I don't know, few people, only one person needs to be a member just to be able to book the hytta. But no one checks if everyone is a member. Only I am a member. And of course, I brought Piotr with me.
Ice skating?
I know how to ice skate, but I haven't done it yet in Norway. But I would like to, because you can also do it on the lakes. And this is amazing because it feels much more adventurous and fun to do it on the lake. And there are actually on some lakes there are some people who check how thin the ice is, and if you can actually ice skate, so it's very safe. And I have a friend who's done it on Kozłowska, my favorite lake around Oslo for now, that I talked about in a previous episode. And and there's even a group on Facebook where they write every day, today you can ice skate because the ice is good enough. The information goes really well. And also,
it's funny how when comes winter, there is a lot of information about where you can go to practice every sport. When I moved to Norway, it was winter. I moved to Lillestrøm. And Lillestrøm has a river. And from one day to another, it started becoming ice. And then you would see the steps. You didn't need to go to the bridge to cross from Lillestrøm to the next town. You just walk the lake. I was so impressed.
Yeah, that's great. And what's I think that's that.
Those are the
and
winter
also,
sports. And do you
winter
watch
sport?
the winter sports? Because that's a big thing in Norway. If you don't practice, you watch them on TV, or you do both.
Yeah,
The
we don't watch them.
biathlons?
We could watch ski jumping from the balcony, but we
Pretty
can
far.
see that. No, yeah, it's really far. We can just see the shape, and if it's in the evening when there are lights on, you can see it very well. But still, not to this point. But we can't really talk about winter in Norway without talking about ice bathing. Have you ever tried?
Not yet.
I want, so now on the record, I want the promise that we will go together.
Yes, we have to do it this winter.
Yes.
Finally come to Horten.
Yeah, that's true.
I will publicly say that you've been saying that you were coming, but you haven't.
Yeah, always
Let's try to do it, but let's
sick.
try to do it with the sauna. Because there is a sauna here in Strand Promenade where you can rent for 1-2 hours, and you can have a dip in the whole ice fjord, and then go back to the sauna. Let's do that.
Yeah. Yep. So also in Oslo, you can also ice bathe in the city center, and I think it's just a very, I don't know, exciting or very interesting view to see people in the middle of the city center, just like ice bathing, or in summer just swimming.
Yeah, many
bathing
people
regularly.
do it, and they become members of these saunas. There are different companies, and you go have your ticket to go every week. And they meet up there. It's also a social place to go.
Yeah, there's even one bar, like a sauna bar, that they have like one huge room with a bar and like a nice temperature to sit in, so it's quite warm with music and stuff. It's like a sauna bar. And they also have separate saunas with like rituals and like more extreme high temperature, and you can of course cool down also. But yeah, as a whole concept is like kind of connected to a bar. So I feel it's like a modern version of sauna. I don't know, like making it more popular or trendy, something. Yeah, it's cool. I haven't been there yet. So
we go together.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's obvious that Nina is into sports in winter. I am not much, but I will. Lara. We are gonna take Lara to ski. Of course, my husband, everybody knows, he's Norwegian, so he started walking, and skis came immediately. He knows everything, and he watches a lot of sports on TV. That's why I know, and my mother-in-law also, and I know that the family, they're all watching the biathlon, the ski jump that happens in Austria, the one that happens in Italy, in Finland, in Sweden, in here. It's a whole thing. Even the Winter Olympics for me is a new world, because they are used to watch. They are very fans of it, and Norway is always very well represented and top. So of course everybody wants to see and cheer up Norwegians in the winter sports.
So are you now like follow and you know all the names and all the
I
sports and
don't
stuff like
remember
that?
the names, but I have my favorites. I don't remember the names, but I like watching jumping. The
Mm.
biathlon, no, they are with the guns and the CrossFit. I don't really, well, I didn't engage with it. But the ski jumping is impressive. It's like trying to become a superhuman. They
That's true. I used to go with my parents to watch it like live in Zakopane where it was happening. So it was also very cold, but very exciting. Yeah.
yeah,
But now I don't really follow. We would rather do some sports than watch it, but it's totally a big thing in Norway.
yeah,
So if anyone
indeed.
wants to like blend in and get some social respect, they should watch, be aware, and maybe like they can use it for a chit chat with someone. Like great tournament last night. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so as you said, I am a winter person. I like winter. I like winter sports, um, stuff like that. I love snow, and generally, yes, I love winter. But that only counts when I am not sick or when nobody at my house is sick and miserable. So I believe you
Many
prepared
sickness.
some tips for us,
Yeah. And for
the
today, I
expats.
bring some practices that I do. So if you're living in the northern hemisphere, this can be useful. For me, it was a huge change when I moved from South America to Norway, straight to a whole new experience of seasons. So also I need to adjust my body and my day. Of course, the routines are going to be different. The food is going to be different. You have what you can get around and you can make the best of it. So for me, winter is a season to get stronger. It's shorter days. It's much, much colder. So we need to stay warm and cozy. And I use a lot of Ayurveda. We have talked about Ayurveda in the podcast, but for those who I'm not familiar with it. Ayurveda is the oldest recorded medical system that is known to humankind, and it has an amazing approach, very holistic approach to health, and it helps a lot how to align our body to nature, to the rhythms of nature, to the season. So I've been using it for 10 years, as I said, in the South Hemisphere, and now in the North, it's another story. So there are many things that I have learned these years. And the view in Ayurveda is that in winter, we prepare for spring. So it's a season where we try to stay not just warm and healthy and energized, but to prepare our body to get stronger, to try to get stronger in our immune system. So to keep a balance in our body and not just avoid all these symptoms, but to nurture so much. So the first thing I'm going to talk is about food, the easy thing to go to now. So we need to eat warm and nourishing food. But what is really nourishing food? You need to look what people eat locally, the stews and soups that are prepared locally. So think about soups, stews, and roasted vegetables, and use a lot of spices. Spices are key in order to build immune system. And remember, the spices are used for Christmas, like here in Norway, are always cinnamon, ginger, black pepper, a little of clove, and those are basic spices to boost immune system and digestion. And according to Ayurveda, we also need to stay hydrated, although it's cold. So outside there is a lot of cold air, but when we are inside, we are heated up, and then it's very dry. The difference, dryness here can be like humidity can be 35%, 37%. So yeah, eat more soups, herbal teas, and stay hydrated. You don't need to drink all from a sudden, but what I do is to sip warm water or herbal teas along the day outside the meals. Specialties is ginger tea. Sometimes you find tulsi. which is a holy basil. I found it in some Asian stores. You can always find cardamom, which is nice also to drink through the day. And if you feel you are getting too dry, your skin, your hair, your nostrils, everything, here in Norway, there is a use. I found that there are humidifiers. So if you at home, you have, for example, an oven with wood and the air becomes even drier, you can have a humidifier indoor. So it can help with your skin and also with the respiratory system because it's going to
Yeah,
add some
we have it.
moisture.
We have it
You do?
at home, and we humidifier. Yeah,
Yeah,
we
I
started.
don't, yes.
We bought it when we lived in Horten, and we were using the fireplace because we felt it was very, very dry, and it would be very uncomfortable for sleeping, also for Felix. So we bought it and we use it now from time to time, especially when someone is sick. Then we try to adjust the comfort, because then it's much worse. You can feel it. Yeah. So I
That's
agree.
nice. Yes, that's a good practice. They have recommended it to me, but I haven't bought it. I do other things. But that's a very good alternative. Then another
Yeah, we
one.
just
Oh,
started. Sorry to interrupt. We just started with putting some water in the like bowls or something above the radiator. This is what
mhm.
we did at first, but when it was not enough, and of course there is wet laundry that also helps with that. But when it was still not enough, we put the machine.
Launching the proper humidifier. It's funny because in Peru I have the dehumidifier. The percentage of water where I used to live was 99%. And you open the closet and your clothes would smell terrible. Even if it was closed for 24 hours. So you breathe water. And
Yeah.
so it was a huge change. I didn't live in Peru all my life. I moved there when I was 22. So moving from Buenos Aires to Lima for me was a change. So I had to buy the dehumidifier. Probably now I have to buy the humidifier. Coming to Norway, amazing. But it's important to listen to the body and see what the adjustments you need to do. That's
Yeah,
very, very
exactly.
important because that's what winter is. If you want to boost immune system, this is the season. And this is the season where we can also eat so much spicy and all these amazing spices that are gonna be so nourishing.
We
Yeah,
like it.
yeah. And then,
This is our problem when it's summer and we still like to eat like very, very spicy.
well, you can eat some spices on summer. It's gonna depend a little on your particular body constitution. But yeah, I avoid it a lot because I have mainly fire in my stomach, so I cannot add more spice. Mm-mm.
Mm.
But then I wanted to share other thing that I do a lot, and it's magical, and it's the self massage. I do it once a week. It's a ceremony. You can do it more often. Just that I found the time on Sundays, and I warm up some oils. Of course, I brought them from India, so I have special medicated sesame oils from my body constitution. So I'm not gonna recommend everyone which one should you use, but if you have a therapist or someone who can give you some special advice, you can ask a particular question about your body, or you can go for sesame oil, organic sesame oil, cold pressed. It's good for all the bodies. Sometimes a little of almond oil as well, but sesame is my favorite because it soothes the skin, the dry skin, and this self massage is amazing for to improve circulation, blood circulation, and of course, and most important, is to calm the nervous system. For example, when we
Should you
go
do it on
to,
in the morning or in the evening?
it's okay. You can do it whenever you can at the end. But my recommendation is that if you do it, for example, in the morning, you take a few minutes for spread the oil all throughout the body and leave it to rest at least 15 minutes before going into a warm shower. And then, I
Mm-hmm.
don't know, the shower, you can wash your hair and that. Try always to leave a little of oil in the skin. And if you do it at night, go to sleep with a little oil. It's fine. It's great. Just stay warm. If you see some oil, it's gonna be okay. But beware, if you have at home coconut oil, don't use it now. Save it for summer. Now go for
But it
another
smells
warm.
delicious.
This the smell for winter. Try others. Try other new things. Try eucalyptus. Try cardamom. Try.
But then can you use
Yeah,
sesame oil and put some smelly oil, like
essence. I wouldn't say.
Mhm.
I cannot tell because which one. It would need to be also something appropriate. And not everybody loves scented oils. Could be too invasive because you have to put a lot of oil. So sometimes it gets annoying. But if you have an essence of your preference and you don't know which actually are the minerals, the vitamins, how nourishing that is, use it as in your, how do you call it, when you put a candle and an oil for the environment, so you can breathe it if you like it.
Yeah.
But for
Yeah.
the skin, this should be a good one, right? So yeah, that's an amazing thing to do every week. I do it all year round, but I change the oils. But in winter, most important to have a time for yourself and to relax. The skin gets dry. But if you have this weekly or bi-weekly tradition, you can keep it more nurtured. Then what else? And a big thing is moving the body. It's a big thing in winter. For me, my practice are other type of sports. I practice yoga, I practice dance, and I go walking a lot. But walking in the city is really hard with the eyes. You wear the spikes and you try to continue, but it's never the same. And the days are shorter, are darker, so I could see my body. I was not walking enough on winter. I was walking very little. And so I signed in a gym. I was gonna buy the walker for my house, but then I thought I like seeing people. So I started going to a gym. It's not my I don't really never love going to a gym, but that was the solution I found to go and walk for some minutes in this walker, put a little inclination. I go with this and my favorite music, and I have
Do you
I
listen
move.
to our podcast?
No, I don't listen to any podcast when I walk. I listen Latin music, salsa, bachata, definitely nothing calm. Jazz, no. I go for very active music when I go
Good choice.
for a walk.
I have
listen
one
to the
funny insight about the spikes, is that I don't use them nowadays. Almost, I think I used them like once when I was going to the airport to fly to Milan, and I had them in the backpack this whole time. That was like ridiculous because my whole luggage was this backpack and a spike. But nowadays, this winter I have for the first time barefoot shoes, and they perform much better on ice. So if anyone's looking for better shoes, maybe try barefoot next time. Yeah. Mine is actually for kids because I bought the same model as for Felix because I have a 37 size. They had this up to 38. So I can maybe recommend to everyone this one, but just barefoot, I think they are just better and they have better connection to the ground. So
yeah, that's a good tip. If you go out and you're sliding like crazy and you're afraid to fall, because I have told to many people that is afraid to fall. I was afraid to fall when I was pregnant because I said, no, I can fall alone.
Oh yeah.
With a baby, no. But yes, find your way into keep on moving your body. If you are into winter sports, we have named many and alternatives to do it even for free. And otherwise, look for yoga or a gym. It's an alternative, a seasonal gym where you go and you can continue doing some physical activities that can help you also to calm the mind and stay stay active in every way on winter. What else? Winter is the season to strengthen immune system. So if you haven't eaten much spices, give it a chance. Now give it a chance to turmeric. Give it a chance to more ginger in your food. Stay healthy. Try local things. For example, tran is an alternative. If you see you're lacking of vitamin D, that's what locals do. Drink your tran. If you're vegan, there is vegan tran. I know I haven't tried it, but I know it exists. So always look for the alternatives and build your new routines. One routine, for example, for me, beside my massage, which is sacred moment, it's a nourishing breakfast, a good breakfast. Typical grub, but I have my own spices, depending on this. Like in February, I put a little more clove. Now I always use cinnamon on it. If you drink any kind of milk, you can add that kind of milk. I prepare it with water, but I soak nuts and overnight. I also soak the oats overnight, and this is a good season to add some dates or figs. You can do that too and have a very nice start of the day with something very, very nutritive. And yeah, I think sorry, no. Stay active, look for your long routines, and of course, winter is to slow down. So yeah, we don't need to be doing the same activities we do in summer, but making little small mindful changes, you can stay balanced, energized during the season.
Yeah.
So
And try to catch the sun whenever it appears.
yes, that's true. Well, I hope you have enjoyed this episode. Share it with some friends and stay warm.
Thank you so much for listening. Also, next time we're gonna talk again about finding your way in Norway. As in this episode, we discussed your way into winter in Norway, and maybe inspire you to find your own. Check out our YouTube, subscribe, and definitely also rate our show on Spotify. That can help us grow. And we will just see you next time.
Yes, remember you can find us also on Instagram at Koselig Café podcast. And we are always, always happy to receive messages. So any suggestion, please, here we are. Thank you for hearing. Ha det bra!
Ha det bra!